Well, Chuck, welcome back to New Zealand. It's always nice to see you. Thank you very much.
It's always nice to be in New Zealand. We love New Zealand.
America has been so much in the news in the last few months. We've had the healthcare reforms. We've had the nuclear talks. Let's talk with the healthcare thing first of all, because that just was such a huge story. Why was there such opposition to it?
Because of the methodology, the ramrodding it through, the hiding of the truth. The bill had not been read by the people that signed it. It's complicated. There's a deliberate agenda to destroy the American free enterprise system. And it wasn't just the health care. And it's all been published, but the shocking thing is most people still are not aware that there is an agenda being followed. And the tragedy really is the damage that's been done already is probably not repairable. The problem with America is it has too much debt. And the answer to that isn't more debt. But they are printing, they are electronically printing money faster than one can even conceive. Yeah. So that's part of it. It isn't just the economic thing. It's the agenda is to change the whole regime. And I think there is a backlash talked about beginning to form. There are people that are, even people that supported Obama's election are admitting they don't know who he is. The media is very well organized. You even saw that in the campaign, that everything was twisted. The way they treated Sarah Palin is a good example.
But you mentioned Sarah. I've been reading Sarah Palin's autobiography, and what really came across was this vicious and vitriolic attack on her.
Yes, exactly. They're terrified of her because here is a gal who's really accomplished. She's proven herself. She's articulate and she's bright, and the liberals don't know what to do with her. They like to talk women's lib, but they can't deal with that, and so that's part of it. But I mentioned not just for that issue, the lesson that comes through from the 2008 elections is the degree to which the media is organized and takes pride in shaping opinions rather than informing them. Clearly, with the internet and other forms of communication today, it's a different world, and so people can find out what's really going on if they care to, and so that's part of the picture.
Why has this happened, though? Because it seems that the media has almost become, it's actually running the joint instead of reporting it.
That's the tragedy, exactly. But there's corruption in every corner. If you look at the courts, if you look at the schools, America's got some serious corruption problems. And so, and of course the financial overlay now on top of all of this is probably not repairable. Some of the experts will debate that a little bit, but clearly the trillions and trillions and trillions, we have just in what they call the Troubled Asset Relief Program, the TARP program, there's actually 50 of them, that has a total handout of about $23.7 trillion that were political payback. To put that in perspective, if you went into business the day that Jesus was born and you lost $32 million per day, every day, for all those years, you still would not get to 23.7 trillion. So you need to realize that's a number that is so large it'll never be repaid. So the real problem with the health care, for example, isn't health care. That needs reform, but the reform there is very easy if they want to do it, and that's to stop the lawsuits. In America, they have just a real serious problem with what we would call tort reform. But the real problem is this attempt to change the regime, to break away from a free enterprise system into a managed economy, into a socialist or communist or Marxist, or whatever label you want to use, even to the embarrassment of many of the Democrats, because the left extremists of that party have been able to take control. I think we're going to see a backlash. The question is how much, and if that backlash is sufficiently strong in order to try to repair the damage. It's very interesting, it just came out, Wall Street Journal with the Heritage House published a thing about economic freedom in the world, and America has dropped to number 8. New Zealand is number 4 in the world. So I think that's just getting the world to realize that this is a great place to live, and that's one reason we're so excited about we're taking over the River Lodge there near Lake Taupo as our base, and we're very, very excited about that because all our American friends are envious that we're able to really manage our affairs so that we can operate out of New Zealand, and we're very excited about that.
As an outside observer, a lot of people, we look to America as, I guess, the leader of the free world. And so when you tell us things like this, it's actually quite disturbing to hear.
Well,
that
it should be. For us to presume that America can solve the world's problems is very arrogant on America's part. It's also very naive on everybody else's part. Australia and New Zealand have a commodity-based economy. They have the ability to stay clear of the world's craziness, and they should cherish that. The same thing's true with Israel. Looking to America for its protection is a mistake for Israel. Israel has to stand on its own feet, and it needs to look to the God of Israel. And we as Christians need to pray for that. As you go through Europe and you see the cemeteries, those were patriots that died fighting for liberty, fighting against tyranny. And that's what we used to stand for. If we have a huge, fundamental spiritual problem in America, can that be repaired? I think so, but not quickly. That's going to take time. Like everywhere else, it's a question of, it's a spiritual war. It's a spiritual warfare.
Challenging times. Chuck, thank you very much indeed.
Nice being with you.